are back for another Talk About It Tuesday, and we have an insurance related question. Now, I want to send you back to the archives because I did an entire video on the difference between whole life and term life insurance. But this question takes it to a whole nother place, so let me address the question. Is life insurance, whole life or term, a good investment vehicle beyond just having money to help your family when you die? And do you agree with any of the strategies being discussed in the video? Now, I will tell you, I am not posting the link to the video. The video was nothing more than a 10-minute commercial for some stuff that was a bunch of mumbo jumbo. I'm not going to put you through that. But let's get to the question at hand. Is life insurance, whole or term, a good investment vehicle? Well, first of all, we have to understand that insurance is not an investment vehicle. Insurance is coverage to compensate for a loss. And we have different types of insurance. Of course, we have homeowners insurance, we have, auto insurance, and we have all different types of liability insurance. Listen, life insurance is the only one that you'll be guaranteed to need. You might not have a fire in your home, you might not get into an auto accident, you might not have a flood, but you will certainly at some point transition. And the loss that will be incurred by your family, of course, besides the loss of you as a human being, there could be financial loss. So minimally, the cost of your funeral services, and possibly any debts that need to be paid from your estate. On top of that, if you have not yet gotten to the point of financial freedom and you have a job, there will be a loss of income. And if you are the primary breadwinner or even a co-breadwinner and your income supports your family, you have dependents, then you need a larger policy to cover the loss of income until such times they find a way to replace the income that is lost. It is not an investment. We are trying to create financial freedom. Insurance is not a financial freedom tool. Most of us have been sold on this idea from unscrupulous insurance agents who make a huge commission on whole life policies. That whole life is an investment. It is not. When I was 22 years old, I got bamboozled by an insurance agent. I did the whole life thing. I know it's not worth it. I scrapped that policy some years later. And so you have to, again, stick to the plan. If the plan is financial freedom, then here is the strategy. You have to get to zero first. And what does that mean? You have to restructure your expenses. You have to pay off your debts. You have to get to a place where you're at zero. Simultaneously, you need to begin to put things in place to create passive income streams to replace your job. So what types of investments should you get? Only investments that pay dividends, interest, royalties, rental income, or business income. That is it. Everything else is not a financial freedom investment, because financial freedom, again, means that your passive income covers your expenses. Those are the 5 passive income streams that you can get. Of course, there are a lot of different investments inside of those broader categories, but if they don't meet those 5 broad categories, they are not investment vehicles that are financial freedom strategies. So once you get that in place, and again, simultaneously, you will structure those things to minimize your tax obligations. So you'll create corporate structures, you will create LLCs, you will create you capital gains tax instead of earned income tax. Like, so you will minimize your tax obligation as well based on the structure of your investment. Beyond that, you will need a plan to pass your wealth on to the next generation or to whoever you care about. So insurance is only a tool. It is not a legacy. It is not an inheritance. Again, it is a tool to compensate for loss. The transition plan will include the insurance only to cover the cost of, again, of burial and if there's a loss because you haven't quite gotten your stuff together. Other than that, you will have a will. You will possibly have trust, but you will accumulate assets that are easily transferable. So what are we talking about? Corporate structures, not sole proprietorships. You can't pass on a sole proprietorship. We're talking about real estate, where it transfers to your estate and then to your heirs. We're talking about other investments and hard assets that can be easily transferred from one generation to the next. Life insurance is not an investment at all. An investment is something that brings a return. That is something that covers loss that you're paying for. So whole life, term life, no type of insurance is an investment. It is merely a tool to mitigate whatever losses that may incur due to a tragedy. So hopefully that answers your question, and keep the questions coming. I'll see you next Tuesday.